What's going on, everybody? We're up at sunrise, as you can see by that nuclear explosion behind me, because this morning we will be making the trek up to Auckland to go to the retro event, Volume 6. Now, this is the biggest retro toy, retro junk event held in New Zealand. Usually a pretty good place to find some old, stinky toys, which is exactly what I'm looking for today. It's like Christmas morning, but except instead of getting gifts, you're just gonna ruffle through some stinky toys and hopefully find some hidden gems, you know? So it's a little bit more like gambling, I guess, but either way, that's still pretty cool. Hot air balloon of good luck, perhaps. As I'm heading up there, I'll be doing a little bit of a parking lot deal with a guy. I'm picking up a pretty cool transformer, so stay tuned for that, or maybe stay tuned for me to get killed. Either way, it will be entertaining. You guys like my cat clock? That's pretty cool, huh? So I arrived from my Transformers parking lot exchange a bit early, so I'm somewhere, I think, Ellerslie right now. Just exploring Auckland. Pizza Hut. Hi. We've arrived now at the retro event, and I'm showing my ill-gotten gains from my parking lot deal. You can see it is the Menasor gift set here. I met up with Grant, who was a really sweet, nice guy. So if you ever see this, Grant, very unlikely that you will. Thank you very much. I've got Menasor here. Didn't film him because that would be a bit creepy of me, but you know, still happy with my deal and happy I didn't get shot. Hopefully 50 minutes before the doors open, you can see people already lining up. Anime car. Now the wait begins. Immediately overwhelming. I want the big bean. Give me the big bean. For some reason, when I was a kid, this Marvel Legends Maestro Hulk was one of my personal holy grails. Definitely not retro, but pretty good prices here on Bone Crusher and Scrapper if you still haven't completed Devastator. One of the last movie masterpiece figures I need is Bumblebee, and this is the 40th anniversary re-release that Takara recently did. $234 though, too pricey for me. Is it weird I've gotten to a point where I'm nostalgic for the red and white Age of Extinction era packaging? And if you know New Zealand Transformers, you probably know the Bot Brothers. I didn't pick up the Studio Series Ratchet. Now watching this, maybe I'm thinking I should have. Anyway, they always have a great selection of Transformers at their booth, as you'll see in my haul in the next few moments, so thumbs up as always. Now this vendor had the stuff I always like, Bayverse junk. We've got these really gummy looking robot replicas. You've got Megatron and Jazz. And then these cute little robot heroes. Now I did go through a robot replicas phase. Never went through a robot heroes phase. Maybe I should have. I had this Flexum's Chris Benoit as a little kid, and I actually chewed it so much I got through the metal wire skeleton. That's enough retro event, time for a retro meal. And since we're already at the mall, figured I'd check out EB Games. And EB Games here recently started stocking retro games, and this location actually had some Xbox 360 heavy hitters. Now, I actually pulled out Titanfall 2 because I'm bad at filming videos, but I actually meant to take out Transformers Fall of Cybertron. $54, not a bad deal. This is a pretty expensive game on the 360. They had Godfather 1 and 2, as well as 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, so heavy hitters on the 360. Waddling into this toy world now, where the last time I was here, I actually bought Dark of the Moon Q, so let's see what they've got. And it's more of the same. You know, it's certainly not poorly stocked, and it was 20% off Transformers at Toy World at the moment, but it's a lot of the stuff you've been seeing around. I see they still got Dark of the Moon Q. I wonder if I saw that one last time I was here, 7 months ago. Anyway, as you can see, the stuff we've been seeing a while. Making the arduous journey to the toy section in the warehouse now. Star Optimus Prime is actually kind of everywhere. Just as I was muttering to myself about what a horrible Transformer section it is, we see G2 Grimlock, and then I spot we've got Studio Series 86 Megatron, who's actually still really hard to find here. This is one of the few times I've ever seen him in a warehouse at all, so pretty impressive. Grimlock too, but who cares? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Hey, there's our buddy Grimlock again. Into Farmers we go, and I can see that they've got a lot of B127, a lot of Devastation Optimus, and a lot of Dark of the Moon Wheeljack. The consistent deluxe shelf warmers I've been seeing for a couple months. Megatron is the Fallen, who looks cool, but I haven't bought him. Age of Extinction Optimus, who's less cool, and I still haven't bought him either. So yeah, not too bad. Onyx Prime, who I don't care about. Hitting up the Botany Mall toy world now because they have one thing I want, and that thing is blockies. Now, blockies are still pretty hard to find here in New Zealand, especially these little Defender cuties that I love so much. You can find the Galaxy version at places like Farmers now, and I bought a couple of those. Classic class, you don't really see anywhere except this toy world, at least that I've seen. But anyway, I picked up a few more Defenders, so yeah, stay tuned, you'll see which ones I got. What's up, everyone? So it's now about a week later. I was at the retro event last weekend, and in this part of the video, I'm going to show you my haul of things that I picked up. Now, as you would have seen, I actually didn't film a ton at the event itself. It was quite cramped and crowded. You know, I was getting people's stomachs pushed into my back constantly, which I don't want that happening. So I didn't want to get in people's way and inconvenience them. So, you know, just didn't film as much as I want to. So I apologize, but you know, that's the way it goes. But what I am filming right now is the things I actually bought. So we'll start off with something that I bought on the way to the retro event. The way that this worked out, woke up maybe 6 weeks or 2 months ago, 6:30 in the morning, checking my phone, looking at the Transformers New Zealand Facebook group. I saw someone had posted this set for a very, very good price. Jumped right on it, and I was lucky enough to get this one secured. The seller, Grant, was a really nice guy. He held this for me for the 6 weeks or so before I could go up to Auckland and pick it up. So as you would have seen in the video, I did pick up the Menasor gift set. Now, I have owned Breakdown. I actually owned him twice, and both times I sold him because I was like, I wasn't sold that I needed Menasor. But now that I've got Devastator, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go for Bruticus. You got to have Menasor as well. This is a really cool set. Glad to have this. This is going to be a lot of fun when I get those two big boys and bash them together. This was kind of me hedging my bets. If I didn't find anything at the event itself, I'd be like, well, at least I got something, right? You know, you don't want to leave disappointed. So very happy to pick this one up and add him to my collection. This big boy right here. Next pickups I'm going to be showing are things I got at the Bot Brothers booth. Now, these guys are always selling Transformers at the retro event, and I almost always pick some stuff up from them. And here's what I picked up. So I got the Revenge of the Fallen Skids and Mudflap ice cream truck. I'd actually seen this from the same vendors at one of the last retro events I went to, maybe 2 events ago. Didn't buy it, and afterwards I was like, why didn't I buy that? That's, you know, because I want this. I want this ice cream truck, and now I have this ice cream truck, and I was quite happy to get it for only 50 bucks. It's a pretty good deal, I think. Yeah, so it's cute. Haven't taken it out and transformed it yet, but I mean, I probably will just leave it as the ice cream truck most of the time, but you know, hey, it's cute. I like old movie toys. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to be focused on collecting a lot of old movie toys in the coming probably year or so. I don't know why, I just really enjoy buying them lately. Speaking of old movie toys, we have the Deep Desert repaint of the 2007 Brawl Deluxe toy. One of the, I'm going to crimp these bags a lot. One of the toys I actually wanted the most, you know, I always have these little wish lists in your mind. It's the Leader Class 2007 Brawl figure. I actually tried to buy that figure from the Facebook group, the Transformers New Zealand Facebook group early this year. I paid for it, and the lady scammed me. She just never sent it. So I thought I had gotten this great deal on Leader Class Brawl, but I just got nothing. I just got nothing for my money, so that was really depressing. Didn't find the Leader Class at the show, but I did find the old Deluxe, and I like Brawl. I want to buy more Brawl toys, so I'm very happy to have this one here as well. In the Deep Dish Deep Desert paint job. Pretty cute. I don't have my monitor arm set up correctly, so you'll just slowly see this screen sinking down behind us throughout the video, so that's not ideal, but you know, what can you do? Moving on to more modern toys, we have the Studio Series Barricade. I didn't have Studio Series Barricade. I'll be honest, I may have said this before in other videos on the channel. I've never really understood why Barricade became kind of the, I don't know, I feel like he's kind of like the most beloved or well-liked 2007 movie Decepticon. He's kind of middle of the pack for me. I probably like Brawl more. I don't know, maybe Bone Crusher more. Probably like Blackout more. He might actually be my least favorite now that I think about it. But he's still a cool character. When Studio Series was coming out with all these Bayverse characters, I was kind of in a period where I was like, I don't need mainline toys. I only want Masterpiece. I just want the definitive version of each character. I realize how stupid that is now because I like fiddling with more toyish toys like this. Or at least I hope this guy's fun to fiddle with. I don't know. Studio Series Deluxe class cars are always a bit for me. But I like Barricade well enough. He's iconic. He's, you know, it's from the first movie, so they're all iconic to me. And I'm happy to have this one. And again, he was only 25 bucks, so it's a pretty great deal. Stay. Finally, to wrap up our Transformers haul from the retro event, I got from the Bot Brothers, I got Studio Series 87 Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. very, very similar to Barricade. It's just not a character that I have in my Studio Series collection. I don't have any Studio Series Bumblebees. I actually don't have that many Bumblebees in general for how prolific he is, so pretty cool to get one for my Studio Series shelf. And you know, this is comes with the instructions here. Dark of the Moon. It's Bumblebee. I'm sure he's awesome. He's Bumblebee. We all love Bumblebee, right? That yellow friend to all children. Bumblebee. You guys think driving a yellow Camaro with a Bumblebee like Transformers emblem on it is douchey or cool? I kind of go back and forth. I probably would do it, but it's a little douchey, right? On to something not Transformers related that no one may care about who watches this channel. I got this 12-inch Sebulba here. Now, Sebulba is my favorite Star Wars character. I've actually started something of a Sebulba collection. I planned one day to do a video showcasing my Sebulba collection, and you'll see this guy in there, so stay tuned. Funnily enough, how I picked this guy up, I was walking around, I didn't have a bag, so I was walking around my Transformers, and the vendor, he's like, hey, come here. I'm like, what's up? He says, I've got that Skids and Mudflap ice cream truck new on card here. How much did you pay for yours? I said I paid $50. He says, well, you could have got new on card for like $70. I said, well, you know, if it's new on card, then I won't want to open it. You know, then I want to play with these guys, so I'll buy it used for $20 less. Got the instructions and it's all good. And I see he's got this guy as well. I said, forget about that ice cream truck. How much do you want for Sebulba, my favorite Star Wars character? He says to me, he wants 70. I said, I don't like Sebulba that much. I walk away. As I'm coming back around doing the multiple rounds that you always do at these convention type events, the vendor called me back over. He says, hey, Sebulba here, I know he's your favorite character. Would you do 60 on him? I look at him and I say, you know what? He's more of a $50 favorite character. We came to an agreement, $50. That's originally what I was kind of thinking when I saw him. So I'm happy to now own this big Sebulba. You know, I always want to get something Sebulba related when I go to these events. For how obscure Sebulba is as a character, he actually has a lot of merchandise because episode 1 has a lot of merchandise for almost every character. So I'm very happy to add this to my Sebulba collection. I want to just pad that out a little bit more and before I start the Mighty Sebulba collection channel coming in 2026, so stay tuned for that. Do I look tired to you guys? I feel tired. Anyway, to round everything off, went over to the Botany Toy World and I picked up some more Blockies Defenders. I haven't even opened these yet. I'm not going to subject you guys to another experience of watching me fumble through opening these and dumping them into my hand, but you know, I will show you what I got. So we got Volume 1. These are pretty out of date. 2 and 3. Someone just started mowing their lawn outside, so hopefully that's not distracting you too much. I appreciate it if you ignore that. Yeah, so that was my trip up to Auckland to buy some toys last weekend. Essentially, that's what I did. Now, stay tuned and I'll show you what Blockies I got. Just about to open the Blockies now and get that satisfying blind box surprise feeling. And we got Optimus, who unfortunately I already had, so he was a duplicate. Also got Shattered Glass Ironhide, who's not a character I could say I have any affinity for, but at least he's not a duplicate. And finally, we got Shattered Glass Optimus, so not necessarily the 3 I would have chosen, but for $5. Hey, I can't complain too much. I figured I'd just give you guys one final look here at my haul after I've got everything a little bit played with and transformed. Roll is really cool. The other 2 are, you know, Studio Series deluxe cards. They're a little bit fiddly, but they still look pretty good in robot mode. So, yeah, apologize. Everything's laid out on my floor because I don't have any space. But yeah, just let me know what you think. What you think of my haul and what you think of this video. Peace out. Bye.